Brett, kind of what do you say or even do after a game like this?
You know, it's like, what do you say? It's one of those games. We give Brooklyn credit. We couldn't guard them. None of us could guard any of them, and you know, I could just leave, and should be the headline.
You kind of feel it early. I mean, they kind of sort of jumped out. They were making.
No, I didn't. I actually thought we were going to get back in it. You know, I think there's not much that any of us would be able to lean on where we all don't feel like these guys play with tremendous passion. They play with tremendous character. They squeeze everything we can out of the group. And they've done it for a long time. And so I give them the benefit of the doubt. You think that has a chance to happen. And it just didn't. We just couldn't guard individual matchups. It was, I felt as I was, you know, sitting there watching it and feeling it, it was similar to one of the Miami games where, like, individually, we couldn't guard them individually. They really, it wasn't, you know, a magic play. It wasn't like extraordinary sort of off-ball action. It was one-on-one. And we had a hard time guarding them one-on-one. And I give them credit where they, you know, were on fire in relation to three-point shots. Some of it was just poor defense, poor touch defense. Some of it, you know, you shake their hand and you say they had a hell of a night.
Brett, this was a team that you faced what feels like yesterday. So what were they doing differently tonight?
I think just the fact that you can play Dario in 6-minute clumps hurts you. The fact you don't have Robert Covington in a game hurts you. I think those types of things, when you look at the reality of our ammunition to call upon, that ended up hurting us. And you give them a lot of credit with just playing good basketball and making shots. You know, I think that if you look at the last, say, 3 weeks of their scores, they've done a hell of a job playing good basketball. They're 7-6. They're beating good teams, and they're putting points on the board. So I don't want to take away anything from them. They really were outstanding tonight.
What do you say to a team at halftime when you give up 81? What do you say to your guys?
Just what you know, I would say.
Can you use any of that language here? Oh, okay.
You know, and the thing that we all, led by me, have to be mindful of, this group cares. This group has given the organization, they've given the coaching staff everything they've got. And so sometimes over 82 games, games like this happen. Sometimes when you have 7.5 players, games like this happen. And, you know, led by me, I'm not overreacting. I think these guys deserve that. You know, we'll come back in. We got more home games that we want to perform a lot better than we just did here at home to end the season. But nobody's going to walk out of here losing our mind.
Way, is it harder to stop a team when you look at the box score and everybody was contributing versus, let's say, like a Brook Lopez having 30 points?
It's completely more difficult when it's done by masses, and it was done by masses. They didn't miss a beat even with their substitutions, and they played well. They scored the ball. They scored the ball far too freely. You know, I've said at the start, we had one single goal at the start of this season statistically, and that was to be a top 15 defensive team. And through all the different people that have come through our doors and different centers and, you know, Irsan and so on, through all that, what seems like many, many months ago, going into tonight's game, we're 14. And I'm proud of that with our guys. I would suspect I'm going to see you, you know, before our next game and say, you know what, we probably slid to 17, you know, maybe 18 or something like that. That resonates. That's what's as much on my mind as anything. Like, I really want the group to attain that goal because we've talked about it, they've drilled at it, they've worked at it, they care. And to poke ourselves in the eye this late in the year, you know, is a real sour taste in my mouth.
When you give up 140-some points, and I know they played hard all year, I don't question that. Did they not really give you full effort tonight?
I'm not going there at all. I think we got jumped. I think that they always give their effort. And I think sometimes in NBA games, you catch fire, you trip on a team that's shooting the ball well and playing well. You know, and you go out to play them, they drive by us. I think it was a real learning night for Timmy Luawu, but I'm not going to the effort at all. I just give credit to Brooklyn. They played downhill, they made threes, and we just couldn't guard them.
When you were talking about Poitras checking off boxes, how do you think he did tonight with 10 and 7?
I thought he was okay. You know, I felt like on first glance up in Toronto, he really seemed to jump into that game a little bit cleaner. But I think there's nobody, you know, that you'd walk out of the gym tonight, out of my locker room tonight, feeling kind of anything about. Like you just want to forget that last few hours real quick. Wake up and it's a new day. You move on. We have, what, 4 games left. I'm proud of almost everything that this group does. What is disturbing is like to put that out there in front of a home crowd, you know, for everybody is not how we want to be remembered. And we will bounce back. This group will find a way to bounce back and play better defense.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.